Hi, hello there. It's Chuck Martin, otherwise known as Charles, Chuck, Charlie, Chaz of CGM3 Productions. I know I did a little stumbling because sometimes it's chemo brain mainly, you know. So what's going on? What's going on this kind of haze? Well, hot, humid. Just had a little bit of a thunder boomer outside Sullivan County, outside my apartment. Beautiful apartment indeed, and being blessed, being safe up here, you know, it's just an amazing, amazing peace of mind, and a lot of things are going on, and just, nice sit down, chat, and be there. Man, 83rd entry. It's chemo number 34 for me, 34.1. Obviously, it's going on right now because I have the cord in my port all the way down to the metaball. And metaball is basically that's the chemo that I'm in. So a little tired, but not too bad. Um, Spirits are up. My Everything's in check. I have a lot of faith, a lot of hope. Yet I think people, or I think when someone watches my videos, and I guess I love you for that, and I thank you for that because it's basically updates. Um, it's a long battle right now. Very long battle, truthfully and honestly. Because how do you beat a stage 4 metastatic individual who has chemo, who has pancreatic cancer and liver cancer? And on top of that, with the chemo, the side effects happen. There's a little bit of neuropathy, and I do get that once in a while, but I'm handling it very, very well, thank you. Um, Also cirrhosis, which is totally I don't even touch a drink. I'm not that active. I've been drinking a lot of water, hydrating with a lot of water, green tea and honey. I have my coffee, which is a good thing, ginger ale, and I'm looking forward to other, insightful to keep my diet continuing. Yes, I could tell you this. Um, I'm at a stable weight, which is good, but sometimes that stable weight can go down. Now, I kind of noticed that in the reflections. I went from 150, I think I went from 156. I think sometime during the summer, the last part of the few weeks, I was at 158 because I ate. Wonderful to indulge once in a while. That's what the nurses tell me, and I love them very much. In fact, Dr. Modi has agreed the same thing. You can indulge a little bit, but don't go too crazy. So, and it's been very good. But I'll tell you something, this past Saturday was just an amazing thing. Um, Went to amazing, benefit for the Tri Valley PTO with Wingfest, and the best, again, best wings ever. To have an ice cream, another treat, another downfall for it, and a little bit of fast food. Can't really say it, but let's put it this way: the hamburgers were pretty good, and that kind of settled with it. Now, yesterday, um, again, it was my 30. I'm doing my 34th chemo. 30, yeah, around 34. Would you believe that? Last year was like around 9, 10, and the bye week. This year it's something else, but I kept myself active. I keep myself active because of one thing. I need to do this, do videos, do a movie festival. Obviously, we're doing an independent film festival coming up October 9th to October 11th, in which I am jubilant about. I am amazingly, that keeps me going mentally and securely. And I bet, if I had an interview right now with a few friends, it's like, how do you do it? Simple. Belief, have faith, have a lot of hope, and getting through these rough waters. Because I'm being a cautious optimist, folks. You know, I'm not going to begin to cry, but this is what I really. It was a nice chat today, and thank you, Jerry, for being there. Being there. We just sat through the rag, and we had breakfast, which was great. Okay, that's all I could tell you. Even I don't know how I sustain it, but I have. And it was a good breakfast. It was a very good breakfast. And we started dibbing and dabbing, but it was basically on me. And the question remains, I see everyone out there, I say, "Hey, what's going on? How you doing?" Just checking in, just being that quote unquote positive light towards others, and the faith and the hope. And recording is probably, in some ways or another, that someone may need it that has a bad day, or someone felt like crying. You could cry a little bit. I mean, you can, with it, but you got to get up. You got to keep going. There's a lot more to life than, being bottled up at home. You could be doing, you know, simple little items. Now, my my list, I'm very restricted on. Lifting heavy things, being around a store that's poorly ventilated, or if there's anything that's compromising to my issue, because my sometimes in my immune system is totally shot some days. This is why I had to go back to get shots, and still, yeah, there's probably a list of shots I probably have to get. Um, More importantly, the pneumonia shot, which is it built it up. It built up my immune system a little bit, which is good. Thank goodness for that. If I go like into like a flu one or anything else, that could probably decimate the way I feel. So they don't know what, I'm just being very cautious about it. So, and, I'm hitting around this, I'm honing in this in there, because again, how do I do it? I pay attention to the words that I say. Like, you get up, have your cup of coffee, have your cereal, have a decent breakfast. It's a win. We're here for another day. Um, when you're doing, essential work, or government matters, or radio. And yes, I still have a radio voice. I mean, maybe who knows? Maybe one day I'll do, something with it, because I know the update in radio and whatnot. I'm not, like I said, I see the changes and what, in the field right now. So that keeps me going. Music keeps me going. Watching videos, watching, a little bit of here, a little bit of there. Doing this to give you updates on a frequent measure. This is the thing that keeps me going, my brain. Thank goodness there's nothing wrong with it, except maybe chemo brain, because I'm trying to remember what I said, or I usually ask, can you direct me back where this conversation's going? And I can elaborate a little bit more. So usually I get to that thing, that thing. And sometimes I normally forget, and yet sometimes I'm trying to keep myself, focused at the same time what I want to say. and make it happen. So in this type of round, it was a nice little talk, and you know, I wish that the ones that I know on social media, on certain little things here and there, and it's like, oh, look at this, he's having a life. Oh, he's probably in remission, folks. To be very, very honest with you, right now, and this is where I'm getting to settle down, relax, and rest. I'm still not out of the woods yet. Stage 4 means a lot of different things. We can't go reverse, but we can go forward unless there's some sort of, again, they're doing clinical studies of the pill that keeps you know, the cancer stable. It doesn't go away overnight. It never did. You can never assume or presume, about it because that little genetic code means different things. Now, there's been some plan, and I hope it's going to get done. Um, as you may know, again, I applied for a grant for Project Purple, and thank you for Project Purple for filling me in, and thank you for Right to Survive of Sullivan County. I am looking forward to this amazing event coming up in a couple months, and I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to be around ones that I know and love, and they're warriors and survivors, and the most important one that I kind of remember because I was going through my box the other day. I'm still unpacking, you know, found some pictures, found some rarities that what I looked like about 40 years ago. God help me with the hair. I bring that in the glasses and that smile, and I have this dream, you know. But it came across. I had a recommendation letter from the one and only, the late Regina Wagner. Regina, I love her so much, and a beautiful colleague, beautiful smile, Pisces baby too, and I helped around the office. We make sure it's like, Regina, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Keep this in mind. This is at the local district in Liberty. And, and it's just, I have great colleagues. I got great support. And then a couple years ago, it shocked, and I'm still speechless that she passed. And man, was I devastated. And then the ones around me from that organization, from Coach Ellison, Coach and Mrs. Ellison, to Cara Passante, to the entire crew of Ride to Survive in Sullivan County. And then now I see across the river an amazing, organization called the Sparrow's Nest, in which, yes, I'll be honest with you, I do get tired, and I said, what do I want? And I come home from chemo. I said, what do I really want to eat? What do I want to drink? Protein shakes going to happen. Obviously, I have backup on that. I have Powerades. I have a couple of other little things here and there. But I just want to make a simple meal or something just to pop in the microwave and just eat. And I have to do a huge shout out to one of my best friends that I know forever. And she's part of the Big Hollow crew. And you know who you are, Candace. Thank you for the amazing dishes to put in. A little spicy, but if you cut back the spice, I get a little bit to enjoy it. So, and I look at the food, I look at that, and then obviously around here, this is a great place to get maybe, you know, reflecting upon the pizza or pasta or, um, I'm limiting on that. Yet there's a place, right on Main Street. They have actually a wrap that's made with spinach and chicken, and I always said, oh, that's amazing as well. And then, really, I have a, supermarket down there, and I choose wisely in what I have, what I want to do. Yet the cravings are still there, and I'm trying to minimize some things with it. So, So keep this in mind. I'm doing the best as I can. I'm trying one heck of a job and showing my support to others that feel like they're crying or they don't know what to do. All I could say is don't give up. Don't ever give up. I'm in your shoes too because I have to fight this battle every day. And again, I am not in remission. And let me say this again, I am not in remission. I still have to do the battle every other week. As a matter of fact, when I was at the fair, just enjoying life, had my water, pretty happy. Oh, I see the temptation out there. And by the way, I saw the boy, my radio brethren. So, but getting back to that, I checked my phone, my device, and the sweet people from the Orange Regional Medical Center, Garnett Division in Middletown, sent me a message regarding a script through New York Cancer and Blood Center. They said this is they sent the script regarding an echo. Now the good news, it's already done. Right before my 34th round, my heart is good. I feel, like I said, I'm, pumping. I'm doing, what they're telling me to. Drinking a lot of water. I mean, I just ran out my, as a matter of fact, it went from 5 cases to down to nothing. I've been hydrating myself every time. So that's the thing that I have to go. That's the point. I have to go sometime, like on the weekend, to get, more items. Keep it simple, you know. And maybe help out on maybe some iron rich foods because tomorrow is my mini chemo now. Now, my mini chemo is basically they're giving me a shot and, a shot of infusion. Okay. And then moments like that, I think about an hour or so, I get my iron infusion, iron sucrose. Thank goodness for the heavens above that I don't have any allergies with it. Thank goodness. And then I began to notice a little spike here. My blood cell numbers are getting up, which is a good thing. But I'm also cautious. Okay. The reason why I'm also cautious is because I'm in that stage 4 again, leaning towards knocking on the next level. I'm not, I'm trying to keep myself positive. I'm keeping that door shut as much as I can. Okay. And gather, I mean, there's something planning coming up, something good's coming up. And I'll let you know what's going to happen. That's a tease. Okay. Yet I'm being a cautious optimist because I do not want anyone to have that burden on my final days. Okay, my end of days. All I ask is just my last rites, a proper celebration. I'm taking care of that. We'll see where we're going to go with that. But right now, I am enjoying life, enjoying others, picking up the phone, saying, "Hey, are you okay?" or texting me or doing a voice thing. And it's a lot. It's really, really a lot. So, I mean, I have other plans that I would like to do. Maybe if I could talk to, my proper channels, we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. But I'll let you know what's going on as we keep going. But yeah, this is number 34 of the, right now, number 34, 34.1 with the home edition, and then 34.2 is this taken out, and I'm set for another bye week. So again, I'm doing okay, a little tired, but relaxing and just trying to enjoy, and enjoying life, you know. That's why I set up the two Spotify lists, Surviving Ways, and then obviously with WPDH and the other area radio stations. Yes, WVOS as well. In fact, I saw the anniversary, about a few years ago. I mean, would you believe it's going to be close to 80 years for WVOS AM coming up in a couple of years? Go figure. 80 years WVOS AM. Wow. WPDH just celebrated their 50th. WVOS FM celebrating their 60th. So did SUL. A lot of different radio stations with it. As a matter of fact, Thunder Country in the area just did 20. That's completely amazing. That's why I have my connections so well oiled, and I really appreciate you guys. So I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And again, it's mainly a legacy. It's another day of living. It's another day. What I said, gee, I did this today. Obviously, tomorrow's my doctor's. That's a good idea. So I just like kind of laying low. So otherwise, it's probably gonna be early to bed for me in the next couple hours. Just being grateful. I raised the bar another notch, at least. That's another term. And creating a legacy that becomes a legend, that becomes the tribute. And also, one of my favorite lines out of a movie, movies that I keep repeating and repeating, and it's very true. And what we do in life, it goes in eternity. And I want to make sure that I am part of that, part of that flow. Now, the other two kind of really, or yeah, there's the other two that I'm trying to, oh, yes, don't give up. Don't ever give up, from the late Jim Valvano, to another, um, legendary DJ, and from my mentor, Tom McRae. Thank you, Tom. Wrote in the yearbook, keep your feet on the ground, yet keep reaching for the stars. And that's mainly what it is. So I'm keeping hoping. I mean, something good's going to come and happen. Yet, I'm just still looking. I'm glad I have something safe. But, once in a while, just say, hey, what do we need? Or what do you need? That's just even better. So, and on that note, I'm going to end this for now. I'm just letting you know I love you guys so dearly. Thank you for taking up your time watching these videos. From like last year, from the first entry right now to the 83rd entry, and on chemo number 34. That's unbelievable. Keep your head up. Keep yourself alive. You'll have your bad days and you'll have your days, but it's something well worth about, and thinking about, the uncertain future. So, and again, that's really what I'm right now. I'm at that point. I'm thinking, yeah, sometimes I have my dark days. This is probably one of my dark days ever. And I'm contemplating, um, how am I going to do this? What do I truly need? So just to let you know, I'm doing what I'm doing. And again, I love you all. This is Chuck Martin, also known as Charles, Charlie, Chuck, Chaz of CGM3 Productions. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there. And I hear Bagel Festival time. Can't miss that. Plus all the fairs going on. So can't wait until the end of the month. This is going to be, that fair is going to be so ridiculously cool. So all I gotta say is almost Queens coming to that. That's all I'm gonna say. And then the ones who's going to see Zipperella tonight. I'm jealous, but that's beside the point. Anyway, love you guys. Peace, friendship. Thanks to the heavens above, and we will see you later on. Peace.